Good evening, everybody. With the permission of Krishna and Shravani, can I begin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I welcome all the guests who have joined us today and who will be joining in the next few minutes to join our seminar on residual current measurement. I also welcome Hari Balasubramaniam, who is joining us from Dubai, and he will be there to help us go through this difficult subject which we are going to do today. Okay, and I would like to inform all the people who joined today that this is the third seminar that we are having in our range for explaining energy management. The first seminar that we took few weeks back was on what is power quality. The second seminar that we took place 2 weeks ago was on what are power quality meters and how they can be used to supervise power quality, how to increase productivity, reduce downtime. Our seminars are basically focused on manufacturing industries and the hospitality industry. And today I have my friend, Dr. Kishore Shah, who is my classmate, doctor, and he has found it interesting to join us today, though he says that he doesn't know anything about electricals, but he's a very smart guy. He will understand everything. Today's seminar is on a very difficult subject called as residual current monitoring. You must have always wondered when you handle electrical installations, how to measure leakage current. Should I carry an insulation tester all over the factory to find out how my insulation breakdowns are taking place, how the insulations are deteriorating over time? Factories are big places, thousands of kilometers of wires running all over the place. Does it mean that I have to use these ELCB breakers, which they just break the circuit once an earth leakage takes place? That can be pretty annoying. And I've seen most of the ELCBs are bypassed because the annoyance of the ELCB is too high. What we are introducing a concept which is not new in the European countries, but not so much prevalent in India, is to use residual current monitoring as part of your energy measurement activities. Normally, when you measure energy, you measure current, voltage, kilowatt, harmonics, that's it. Today, we are going to take RCM. It's a difficult subject, difficult to understand, because it's not only the leakage current that you are measuring, you're also measuring leakage current at various frequencies, at 50 hertz, at 2000 hertz, at 20 kilohertz. Because in the modern factory, in the modern world that we live in, from simple lights, which are LED lights using dimmers, using drivers, to machines which are using variable frequency drives, to automatic lines which are using servo amplifiers, servo motors, servo drives. A lot of electronics, a lot of switching devices are used, and these create leakages at a different level, which are difficult to measure by conventional methods. So we need to have a measurement system which takes care of all that. To explain this and to begin with, what we are calling our seminar is residual current measurement, how it can avoid fire hazards, fire safety, increase fire safety, and improve productivity. Now I request Shravani, Krishna Dhanorkar and Shravani to start the seminar. And I request that all of you please put attention. This is a difficult seminar, not easy to understand. Any questions you put in the chat box. I'd be most happy if you can put your email and mobile on the chat box so that we can come back to you, answer your queries. What we are going to cover in the next 1 hour is not going to be in detail, but we will cover main parts. Anybody requires more details, then please call us. We'll be putting our phone numbers and email ID on the chat box. So you can take down, write it down, and then contact us. And at the end of the seminar, we'll be glad to share with you our presentation as well as the recording. Thank you very much. And please remember that at the end of the seminar, Mr. Hari Balasubramaniam is going to give us a ending note, which is going to be very wise because he's directly representing Janetza. He'll be helping us to sum up all that we have talked. Okay, let's begin, Krishna, with the seminar on residual current measurement, benefits to avoid fire hazards. So, Krishna Dhanorkar, take over.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I hope everybody is able to see the screen.
Yeah.
In the previous two webinars, we discussed mainly about the power quality disturbances, how the Janitza is able to identify various power quality problems in these meters. As you know, Janitza has a three-in-one solution as such, that is energy management systems, power quality analyzer, and residual current monitoring. In the previous two webinars, we briefly touched upon the residual current monitoring, but the overwhelming response of participants, they asked us to take a separate seminar on this residual current monitoring. That's why we are taking this webinar specifically on the residual current monitoring. We will take what are the various RCM devices are in Janitza baskets, types of RCMs, Janitza RCM devices, and Janitza supervisory software and apps. Now, I would like to ask Shravani to take forward this presentation.
Hello everyone, I am Shravani Deshpande. I welcome you all on the third webinar of our webinar series. In the previous two webinars, we have gone through the basics of power quality. We talked about power quality monitoring, and we have also seen the demonstration of Janitza Class A Power Quality Analyzer, which is UMG 512 Pro. And if you remember, one of the key features that UMG 512 has is the residual current monitoring feature. So in today's webinar, we will talk in detail about residual current monitoring, and we will show you how Meson can help you to monitor your residual currents. That is, Janitza has some separate power quality devices, which has integrated residual current monitoring feature, and they also have a separate products for residual current monitoring exclusively. And we will also show you how Janitza GridWiz app and Janitza GridWiz software can be used for residual current monitoring. So before starting our session, let's quickly go through a video which will give you an overview of residual current monitoring.
An effective RCM residual current monitoring will detect fault currents before disruptions or plant shutdowns occur. In the measurement device UMG 96RME, that feature is already integrated. Utilize existing infrastructure and extend your system with residual current monitoring. That is how you will reliably identify beginning insulation faults long before they are noticed as disruption or in extreme cases result in fire. Because residual current monitoring is integrated in your energy management, existing communication features can be utilized. The multi-level alarm system, including traffic light function, will be conveniently operated with our visualization software GridWiz. Functions like acknowledgement or escalation management can be set up. In addition to that, you can use the existing digital outputs for alarm messages. Energy management, power quality, and residual current monitoring from Janitza.
I hope you got an overview of residual current monitoring. Now, you might have seen such type of electrical accidents at various places. So, some of the reasons could be insulation failures, which leads to short circuit, or it can be due to bad practices. That is, sometimes we connect too many loads on the single line, causing it to stress, which can lead to accidents, or it can be due to unsafe environments. That is, the place where cables are put can also affect the cables, and it can lead to conditions such as fire. So what we are trying to do is, we are trying to monitor our residual currents, and we are trying to avoid such hazardous conditions much ahead of time. So let's see what is residual current. In simple terms, It is a parasitic current which flows through an unintended conductive path. It means in normal working condition, the current should originate from phase conductor, it should pass through the equipment, and it should return back to the system through neutral conductor. But due to some failures such as insulation fault or phase ground fault, the residual current flows from phase to the earth. This is unwanted. And this residual currents can be classified into 3 types depending upon its frequency and waveform, which are type A, type B, and type B+, which we are going to cover in further slides. Now, let's see why to use RCM, means why it is important to monitor residual currents. The answer is to ensure the uninterrupted, that is continuous power supply, because there are some facilities such as hospitals or data centers or critical manufacturing plants or pharmaceutical industries which require 24/7 power supply. And in those cases, the choice of RCCB, that is the residual current circuit breaker, would not be a good choice because it will trip, that is it will shut off the supply on occurrence of fault. And we don't want that. And you know, the important point is it is very difficult to find the reasons for this residual current because we cannot see these residual currents, or we cannot see with the naked eyes that my insulation is failing. So what we can do is, with the help of Genitza residual current monitoring devices, we can monitor our system continuously, and we can set various limits on residual currents, and we can take the necessary actions or corrective actions according to the levels of residual current present in our system. For example, in this case, I have set 2 limits. If my first limit is exceeding, then I will get an warning. This is the traffic signal indication, which will quickly tell us the status of our system. So I will get a warning that my residual current is increasing beyond this limit. Once it exceeds the second limit, then it will take the necessary actions according to the set logic. So this is the benefit which we will get from the continuous monitoring. Now, what are the problems caused by the residual current? It causes electric shocks, or it causes the fire hazard. It can even cause problem to server and computer, and it can cause fast corrosion of metal pipes. You would be surprised to know that the residual currents of greater than 850 milliampere can cause corrosion to the metal pipes. It can also cause the production shutdown. As I said, once the RCCB trips, it shuts off the process, and there are some processes and there are some production processes which might take several hours to restart, and which will again cause the economical losses. Now, one of the most common reason for the fault currents is the insulation failure. Insulation failure occurs due to natural deterioration. That is, we know that over the certain period of time, the insulation loses its insulating properties, and some other external factors could be heat and moisture and due to dirt. Or it can even be due to mechanical damage. That is, during the pulling process, when the cables are laying down, during the pulling process, if the cables are not pulled properly, it can damage it can cause the weakening of its mechanical strength, and which will lead to insulation failure. So, but see, the insulation damage doesn't occur one shot. It occurs over the period of time. So for that, it is necessary to monitor this condition of our insulation. Therefore, residual current monitoring helps to monitor the status of our insulation. Now, let's see how to measure residual currents. In order to measure residual currents, we require special type of current transformers, which is core balance current transformer. It basically calculates the resultant of conductor current.
No, go on.
Hello? Yes. it basically calculates the resultant of conductor currents flowing through it. In case of three-phase four-wire system, the primary of the CBCT is found by passing three-phase and neutral conductor together. And in case of three-phase three-wire system, the primary is found by passing three-phase conductors. So how it works is, if the system is fault-free, then it will produce a secondary current as a zero. Now we'll see how it works. So as I said, we pass all the phasor and neutral conductor together in a CT, and if the system if the resultant current is zero or nearly equal to zero, then system is fault free. And in case there is a fault, then the resultant or vectorial sum would not be equal to zero. Now this is the actual location, means this is how the CBCT is installed. All the phase conductors and neutral conductor is passed through it. And it gives the output which is in milliampere. So these CTs are basically rated for milliampere ratings. Now these are some of the actual locations where CBCT is installed. As you can see, this is the main incomer bus bar. So these are the individual bus bars. On this, these individual CTs are put, and this complete whole big is the CBCT, which is used for residual current monitoring. Then this is the sub-distribution boards. As you can see, there are 3 different RCM CTs, and through each CT, separate phase conductors are going, and these are the individual CTs put on the individual conductors. This is again sub-distribution distribution board. In this is the RCM CT through which RYB, that is 3-phase conductors, are passing. Now this is the server rack. Here you can see one module which is the module for where our UMG 20 cm. This is used for normal operating current measurement, and this is the RCM CT which is put for server rack. Now, as I said, the residual currents are of 3 types. So to understand the types of residual current, let's take an example of simple system in which 3-phase induction motor is fed through a variable frequency drive. Now, if my fault or insulation failure occurs within this region, means before the variable frequency drive, then my residual current would be of type A. Type A includes sinusoidal alternating current and pulse direct currents. Now, if my failure occurs inside the VFD, means due to some failure of switching devices or anything happens inside the VFD, then my residual current type would be of type B. Type B includes smooth and pulsating direct currents as well as alternating currents up to 2 kilohertz. And if my failure if my fault occurs outside the variable frequency drive, then my residual current type would be type B+. B+ includes smooth and alternating direct current as well as alternating currents up to 20 kilohertz. So Genidza has a special exclusive product for residual current monitoring, which is RCM 202AB, which is as per IEC 62020. This meter can capture all the 3 types of residual currents. So depending upon the type of residual current captured by it, we can easily identify or we can easily locate the area where fault has occurred. Now, as far as standards are considered, the latest standard, which is IEC 60364-6, also recommends RCM. It says, When a circuit is permanently monitored by an RCM in accordance with IEC 62020 or an insulation monitoring device in accordance with IEC 61557-8, it is not necessary to measure the insulation resistance if the functioning of insulation measurement device or residual current monitoring is correct. And as I said, we have Genitza has the products which are complying to IEC 62020. So now let's see what are the benefits of residual current monitoring. So its benefits can be categorized into three major categories, which are fire protection, cost saving, and system availability and reliability. So we can protect life and property. We can save our expensive equipments. We can prevent the production interruption. Thereby, we can save the cost on costly downtimes and shutdowns. So I would like to hand over the further session to Mr. Krishna Dhanurkar, and he will give you a brief overview about Genitza residual current devices. Thank you.
Thank you, Shravani. In this part, we will look after the where we can use the RCM devices. The major applications are hospital and medical facilities, industrial manufacturing, data center, and critical power applications. Let us take an example of data center, where the availability of power is maximum. There are categories as Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, and Tier 4. In Tier 1, the availability of power should be 95% to 98%. And in Tier 4, the availability of power is 99.99%. So if we connect a Genitza device in the data center, if there is a residual current flows in the earth, then we can easily get the alarm, and we can easily find out where the pinpoint, where the circuit, in which circuit there is a problem. And we can avoid the possible breakdown and get the continuous power. Similar case with hospital and medical facilities and industrial manufacturing, where we cannot afford to lose the continuous power. These are the various levels where we can connect the RCM devices, from the level 1, that is PCC, point of common coupling, to the load end, dead end loader, where we can actually connect the Genitza devices. PCC is a point of common coupling where we can connect the UMG 512 Pro device. This is a Class A device as per IEC 61000-4-30. This is a power quality analyzer. We can identify the power quality problems like harmonics, the transients, then voltage sag swell, flicker. On this subject, we have already taken a webinar on complete power quality disturbances, how to identify these problems with Genitza devices. If you have any queries, or if you want to take a note of this webinar, you can please give your email address and chat box. We can give your YouTube details of this webinar. So what we want to say, if you want to identify type A problem of RCM in this Class A device of UMG 512, that provision is already available in UMG 512. Like that, at various levels, like main distribution systems, sub-distribution systems, or critical power supplies points, or dead end load, where we can easily connect these Genitza devices. These are the type A RCM devices where we can identify type A problems, that is 50 Hertz frequency. In type B, that is 2 kilohertz problems, we can identify with these Genitza devices, that is UMG 96 RME, UMG 96 PA, UMG 96 PQL, and RCM 202 AB. For type B plus RCM devices, these are the exclusive devices, or this is the UMG RCM 202 AB is an exclusive RCM device. Here we can identify all three types of problems of RCM, that is A, B, and B+. Now it is very difficult for us to take through all the Janizza devices in this webinar. For that, we will only focus on only main RCM device, that is UMG 202AB. UMG 202AB can identify all three types of RCM problems, that is A, B, and B+. It has Modbus interface. It has two digital output, two analog output, and it also can identify harmonics up to 20 kilohertz. Now, getting the data from the device, that is one thing, but representation of data is also important. That can be achieved using this GridWiz software. Here we have just done one schematic for manufacturing plant. Here we have connected UMG 512 Pro at PCC. That is a Class A device. And at various shades, that is the 4 shades we have shown here. We have connected UMG 509, and there are four machines are connected. And this UMG 509 connected through Ethernet. And this Ethernet switch connections we have given to the GridWiz software. Like that, if at a particular shades, if we have 4 machines, then at 4 machines, we have connected 4 Janizza devices, that is 96PA. And that 96PA, we have connected through Ethernet TCP IP, and Ethernet switch. We can get all the details, and this UMG 509 act as a master, and these 4 96PA act as a slave. And any maintenance person sitting at his cabin, he can easily able to get the whatever the power quality issues or power quality related problems at his PC by using his Wi-Fi. There is no any requirement to go at individual machine level to go to identify what is the consumption, what is the power quality problems, or even to check what is the RCM problem, that is a residual current monitoring problem that is coming in his various circuit or in branch. Just need to take Wi-Fi and he can easily able to get all his report in his laptop. That is how it is simple to use this mini EMS app by Janizza. I will take you to the RCM report. This is a RCM report that we can generate using GridWiz software. Here we can generate this report over a period of time of 1 month. And in individual machines, individual meters, we can set a limits, that is current limit, that how much current should be passed, then we can get the threshold level, then we can get the alarm. That like that, we have set up 4 threshold level of current, that is 30 milliampere, 100 milliampere, 300 milliampere. And as I already discussed in previous slide, that 509 is act as a master and 96PA act as a slave. Like that, we have connected at different machine level. Like this, we can connect up to 20 devices as a slave in this circuit. And here we can easily identify in which circuit there is we have crossed the RCM limit, and we can get the report like whether we have passed or failed. And if we have failed, we can directly go to that individual branch and we can find out where we have failed. Like this, in this report, we can see that total number of values. Total number of values means over a period of 1 month time, how many times the residual current has hit or passed. That value we can show here it is 2976. And violation of 30 milliampere count is 120 numbers. So it is almost 120, almost 4%, and which considered as a failed. Like this, in the 4th circuit, the total number of values is 2976. That is residual current hit in the flown in the circuit, and 30 milliampere count is 205. So that is 7%. And for 100 milliampere, that is 3%, which is considered as a fail. So like this, we can able to understand where our residual current is flowing in which circuit, and where exactly we can pinpoint which circuit we need to check, and directly we can take the action against whatever the preventive action that we can take in the circuit. This report we can generate in PDF, as well as we can generate this report in Excel format as well. As we discussed, this RCM, if anyone do not want to go for the GridWiz software, then he can easily use this RCM analysis app. That is a small app, is available with Janitza. Here you can easily get all these reports in your software or in your mobile by connecting a device in Ethernet or Wi-Fi. You can easily get the required details. As you know that Janitza has 3-in-1 combination, that is energy management system, power quality analyzer, and residual current monitoring. This is a very unique feature available in Janitza, that is the residual current monitoring. Very few power quality analyzer competitors are providing such features. And this technology is a new technology for India. As Farooq sir already told that this is a very well-known technology in Western countries, but in India, it is the new technology. So let us take a benefit of it. Sai sir, if you want to add something, you can please add.
Yeah, sure, Krishna. Thank you, Krishna and Shravani, for this wonderful informative session. But dear colleagues, as you know, we are all discussing about how we prevent this fire hazards and all these things, and we need to monitor it and then provide a solution for that. Having said that, supposing if we have an fire situation in our premises, what we ensure is that we have protective devices like fire extinguishers, fire alarms, and all this stuff. And we also take care of how using these devices we prevent the damage to the property and the life. And in some cases, we also have a life-saving experts, life safety experts, you can say, who guide us to identify such problems, and also they suggest us to take steps to overcome such problems in case of fire. So all these things are going on. But what exactly we are doing is we are installing these equipments, and we are waiting for the untoward incident to happen, and then take this help of these equipments and things, and we go. So instead of that, what we should do is we should actually have a system where we can prevent it. Meaning, you can say, our boss, we have all these existing energy meters available with us. Why can't we use and do these things? But remind you, this is the thing what we want to convey you here. All these existing meters what we have installed may not have this feature for monitoring of RCM. Only few companies in the world have provided this feature, and Janitza is one of them. So we are very proud to say that this Janitza has superbly built a technology wherein all these things like power quality, then this energy management system, and all this RCM are combined together. So this feature is an excellent one, which we should take care of. But as we say, Probe says that prevention is better than cure. So we have to utilize these meters, these products, and prevent the fire hazards. So question comes in our mind. So whether it is expensive, at what cost are we installing this? So it is very easy, meaning it is not so expensive as compared to the thing, this purpose of this product what we are installing. So maybe if there is a fire, we incur loss of in lakhs, in crores sometimes. And if looking at this cost, this installing these meters and understanding this thing untoward incidents earlier will save this lot of things. So we should, what I want to say is that let us focus on preventing it rather than waiting for the things to happen. So this is what things. So let us be specific, considering what Krishna and Shravani has told us. Supposing they discussed about the configuration. Supposing we have very small requirement, we have a critical situation, and we want to just monitor that particular area of our plant. So maybe we install this RCM 202AB. So it will cost you a few bucks, like 40,000, something like that. And supposing if we want to widen our area and try to capture a lot of area and monitor it, so that will cost, with supposing with the configuration of 96 PA along with 5.6 this RCM meters, and also with the gridways, that will cost you around 4 lakhs, something like. And also supposing we have a very good feature that similar to our apps in our mobile, we can install the apps in the meters and we can monitor it on the mobile. If something like that, once we have some specific meters like 604, 509, if we install that things, then that will also cost around 4 lakhs. So looking at the incurring of losses in crores and lakhs, we can very well install these meters, and then we can monitor it and take preventive action. So what we want to conclude is, let's monitor, let's install these meters and take a corrective action, and then prevent this hazardous untoward incidents. So that's what we want to convey. Shravani, Krishna, you can listen. I think we can take a question and answer session now, and I would request Bala sir to guide us further on this RCM topic.
Thank you very much. It was a short and sweet session by Shravani. In fact, it clearly gave us an idea what are the steps we need to do and where we can monitor RCM. RCM as a topic or a subject, it is pretty undermined in the project environment. Everyone wanted to have protection, and the protection is predominantly residual current breakers. And sometimes because of the load changes and the load conditions, the RCBs trip, then the electricians take the easy route of bypassing the RCBs and putting the electrical installations at a fire risk. This is very commonly happening in many of the industrial environment and commercial facilities. Basically, the RCM has to be used appropriately. The RCBs needs to be put effectively, and RCM also has to be measured along with that. I will give you a simple example. In one of the world-renowned hotels, they were having a big conference room, and then these conference room was having a frequent tripping of RCBs. So this was a very classical case. So every time it trips during, especially when there is a conferences going on, and these RCBs which would trip are very critical, maybe for some displays and various other electronic equipments, which was crashing and tripping those RCBs. Then very, very interestingly, we found this problem has happened after they did some energy management activities, which means they have changed all their incandescent bulbs to LED bulbs. And after that, they started getting more of trippings in their RCBs. So if you look at it, the tripping in the RCB was predominantly due to the current type it has gone through. So there was a residual current flowing because of some cabling or the equipment problems. And this was tripping an RCB, which is designed for a complete sine waveform. So this has created a bit of a confusion. And then the RCBs were continuously tripping because it was sensing a 2 kilohertz frequency signals as a residual current, and then this AC was also tripping very badly. So this was In other words, it was tripping, giving an erratic tripping. So in these kind of situations, measurement of RCM is very critical so that we could avoid tripping of the circuit itself, first one, because the insulation failures do not happen overnight. They happen over a period of time. When it happens over a period of time, we will be in a position to take this current, take the alarm, and then work on it. So we will have a delta T, a time which is critical for us to correct the centers, correct the system. Say, for example, in data centers, the time of having a shutdown is lower and lower as they go in higher in reliability. So in these kind of situations, RCM monitoring becomes very important in keeping our facilities safe. I'll come to a simple example of an hospital. Hospital earth leakage or residual current monitoring is very, very important because it can potentially be a fire hazard or the problems for the patients who are using certain electrical systems. Say, for example, an electroencephalography machines or an ECG machines. If we imagine a small current is passed through, which is a small milliampere current, I'm not talking about a huge current, then again, it becomes very, very dangerous for the patients. So considering all these things, we have to be monitoring our residual current. Even for motors, if we wanted to use, the motors has to be monitored for residual current, and then we will be in a position, we will have to take on, if the insulation failure of the motor starts weakening, then we will know the residual current would start increasing, and then we can take a proactive action on the motors. So I think it is very short and sweet. We are ready to answer your queries. If you can shoot out your questions, it would be very helpful for us in giving you an answers.
I suggest that presently nobody has raised their hands. Is there anybody who would like to ask any questions in this program?
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Sir, very good evening. My name is Devendra Singh and I represent a company called Fireman.
Okay.
So we are more into fire detection and fire safety. As you people have already said, like nobody thinks about the preventive part of it. Very correct. So my question is, talking about this residual current. So how does a normal MCB and this differs? So is it only that MCB will trip off in case of any kind of malfunctioning, and this will not do that?
I will explain to you. The MCBs predominantly control the current going towards the load.
Correct.
Whereas RCBs or residual current or the currents, when there is a fault,
correct,
there is a small current which is going from the load or going from the phase conductor towards the ground.
Okay.
So this will be to start with, it will be a very small current when the insulation starts failing.
Mm-hmm.
As the insulation giving up more and more out, then the current slowly starts increasing. So this particular current, that is what is going into the load,
correct,
is checked by the MCBs. But what is coming out should be equal to what is going in into a load.
Correct.
Right? So if that is not happening, then it means there is a current which is going towards the ground. And that is the resultant of the current between the phase current going into the load and going out from the load.
Mm-hmm.
It's called as residual current.
Correct, sir.
So when this residual current is increasing, which means there is a problem in that circuit.
Correct.
And that is what we are trying to measure and inform the customers that, look, there is a problem developing in this particular circuit and you need to take some action.
Okay.
Which is predominantly an insulation failure.
Okay. So this does not replaces your MCB basically.
It does not replaces your MCB. It does not replace your RCBs also. RCBs are also doing the same thing,
Correct.
but it straight away trips if the resultant current is going certain beyond. Say, I'll give you a simple example of our heater at home. Yeah.
Correct.
If the geyser is suddenly increasing, there is a failure of insulation in the geysers or a heater at home.
Yeah.
The first thing, the residual current slowly increases beyond 30 milliamps or 80 milliamps, and then the RCB trips.
Correct.
Same thing, if you are continuously monitoring the residual current, then this will slowly only increase. It will not come down to, suddenly it will come to 30 milliamps or 80 milliampere in one day. It will slowly come to 20 milliamps, 25, 30, 40, 50. It slowly increases. So we will be in a position, yes, if there is a risk, current is increasing gradually, then there is something which is going to happen in the circuit. Before it trips at 80 milliamperes, we can take an action. So that is what we call it as a delta T time.
And I can add here, MCB is for overload and short circuit protection, whereas ELCB is for this leakage.
Thank you, Sachin.
Thank you.
I must inform everybody that that was Professor Sachin Chelar from AISMPS Engineering College, if I got it right, Sachin sir. And Professor Sachin is an expert in energy management and power quality. And he always joins our seminar and supports Mesong and Janitza. So any theoretical questions are there, then Sachin sir will always be there to this.
Sure, sir. Sure. My pleasure.
Yeah. There is a person there whose name is admin, sir. Can you please tell us your name? Because I am not able to know who you are, sir. We cannot hear you, sir. We cannot hear you.
He has to unmute his thing.
Yeah. And what's your name? First, tell us your name.
Yes, not given.
We cannot hear you. I will tell the question. It's there in the chat box. We cannot hear Mr. Admin. Sorry, your name is written Admin, but it says...
It's Mr. Pathak, sir.
Mr. Pathak. Oh, I'm very sorry, Mr. Pathak. Yeah. Which type of RCM device you recommend for VFD applications? See, in a VFD applications, the frequencies are up to 20 kilohertz inside the variable frequency. So I would definitely recommend that UMG 200. No? What is the one which you are showing?
RCM 202AB should be sufficient.
RCM 202AB.
But if you wanted to have monitoring and RCM, then you can choose UMG 96PA as well with the RCM monitoring. So that is also possible. So there are multiple devices with which you can choose from.
Are you satisfied with the answer, Mr. Pathak? I think his voice is having a problem.
So this is good for industry where you don't want to basically critical applications are there and nothing should be shut down kind of.
See, basically, when you talk about installations breaking down, this happens over a period of time.
Correct, sir.
And usually it happens at the wrong time. It will happen on a Saturday, Sunday, or when there is a full load going on, or there is a panic in the production department, and that is the time when these accidents take place. So in a typical factory, there are going to be hundreds of junction boxes.
Correct, sir.
There are going to be hundreds of variable frequency drives. Kidhar aap jayenge installation breakdown dekhne.
That's what.
So if you put the RCMs in the proper place, at least that particular area you can shut off and not shut off the whole factory.
Correct.
And so what we recommend is that using the UMG 5 and 2 at the at the PCC level and using this 509 at appropriate levels and using the RCM like 96PA at various points and specific locations. So about 30-40 areas, if you use the RCM, usually you have got the residual current measured, because see, you cannot take the wires for insulation checking.
Correct.
It's not possible to carry the insulation testers everywhere.
Very true.
अच्छा आप ढेर सारा ELCB लगाओ, ELCB तो trip होते रहेगा, मालूम नहीं क्यों trip हो रहा.
Right.
So you need to have a cardiogram, like you want to have a system on your laptop which says के भाई area number A में ना घड़ी last 24 घंटे में 25 बार RCM has crossed 30 milliamps.
Correct.
Okay, correct. Now if you put an alarm in your program, कि अगर ये दिन में 30 बार अगर cross किया तो मुझे एक email ID, एक email मिलना चाहिए.
Okay.
You know कि यार इधर घड़ी प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है.
Correct.
Because कैसा होता है, लाइट फ्लिकर होता है, we know light is flickering. स्पार्किंग तो किधर, तो जंक्शन बॉक्स में हो रहा है, इधर हो रहा है, उधर हो रहा है, या किधर एक वेरिएबल फ्रीक्वेंसी ड्राइव है जिसका 20 किलोहर्ट्ज के ऊपर लीकेज हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी इट इज कंडक्टिंग दिस. नाउ किधर प्रॉब्लम है जाने के लिए, आइदर मोटर का प्रॉब्लम है, वेरिएबल फ्रीक्वेंसी ड्राइव का प्रॉब्लम है, या केबल का प्रॉब्लम है, कुछ तो भी है उधर.
Correct.
अगर कोई कंडक्टिविटी का प्रॉब्लम है तो ओके, यू कैन गो एंड टाइटन द screws and things like that. Screws also get loose now over a period of time.
Very true.
Imagine Bajaj Auto 5000 मोटर चल रही है एक टाइम पे, एक शिफ्ट में. You have to have a supervisory system. And the beautiful part is things are working without any RCM. And yesterday in Pune, you must have heard about that Sheetal Hotel fire.
Correct, sir.
Okay, now today in the newspaper has come that it is due to a short circuit.
Sir,
It has come in today's newspaper. It has come that the fire was due to a short circuit.
Most of the fire it started short circuit and people don't pay attention to it.
Yes, so fire अगर short circuit है means किधर तो भी इंस्टॉलेशन ब्रेकडाउन हुआ, या किसी ने वायर बेंड करते समय गलत किया, या कुछ रिसेंटली किसने तो भी कुछ एडिशन किया रहेगा, एसी रिप्लेस किया रहेगा, कुछ तो भी हो गया, किधर तो वायर जल गया, किधर तो भी ELC भी ट्रिप नहीं हो गया, RCB भी ट्रिप नहीं हो गया, पर फायर लग गया.
No, my concern is because a lot of my clients are from the dairy industry. So
yeah.
Now when I see their process, what happens is they have a continuous process whereby if machine is stopped, again the loss is going in lakhs and those kind of things. So, so that is what my customers like these industries should have these kind of system.
Correct.
It will give you the pointers for condition-based maintenance. The main advantage is that, whereas the LCB will trip only after something has happened or something is bad. But this is given to give you pointers so that in next maintenance schedule you can take care of these things, so that the level comes normal.
No problem. Perfect.
अरे बहुत देर से वीरेंद्र सिंह जी कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं. वीरेंद्र सिंह जी,
I will mute my. Thank you so much.
So I am Virendra from Assam Electricals, Assam. We are into panel building and we cater to the oil and gas sector where largely we use earth leakage relays with CBCTs. And this concept of RCMS, I was wanting to know a little bit about that. Actually, this is residual current monitoring system where you have nicely explained that we can see what is the leakage and then we can take some preventive action, rather than waiting for the fault to take place and then take action. So in Oil India typically and Indian Oil, they use combination of this earth leakage relay along with the CBCT.
Yeah.
And there even as small as 0.37 kilowatt motor and going up to 45 kilowatt motor, each motor in the panel, they put this earth leakage relay with CBCT.
Yeah.
So CBCT typically could be having a ID of 38 to 45 ID because it's in the panel inside the trolley, in the drop trolley.
Yeah.
So I would like to know how we can get help from this RCMS system. What could, like, typically we use, right now we are using GIC make ELR with CBCT. Yeah. So instead of that, how we can build a system, RCMS, we can go for this system.
Let me try to answer this question. The RCM, residual current monitoring, is not a replacement for ELCB because ELCB has to trip to protect the system. But we are trying to give this residual current monitoring information before the ELCB trips, so that there is no surprises. When ELCB trips, it's a surprise to the facility because something has gone wrong. So it is protected. Protection is taken care. But we are trying to be a bit proactive in this by saying before an ELCB trips, by monitoring the residual current, we will be in a position to identify the problem and sort it out so that it doesn't give us a surprise. That's the idea behind residual current monitoring.
And, can I add something, Virendra Singh?
Can I just...
When you put the RCM meter into your system, many times these leakages or these spurts do not happen on a continuous basis. Sometimes कभी-कभी आता है, कभी-कभी जाता है, और शुरू में बहुत कम आता है, फिर बाद में थोड़ी देर ज्यादा आता है, फिर बहुत ज्यादा आता रहता है. And this is an erratic functioning that is taking place. And what you do with the GridWiz is that you keep a supervision as to ये erratic जो हो रहा है ये limit में हो रहा है कि limit cross हो रहा है. That means how many times during a month it is crossing 30 milliamps, how many times it is crossing 100 milliamps, how many times it is crossing 300 milliamps. For example, if you have a car going in a hoist or something, and it's not possible for somebody to go with it. But if you have the RCM meter, it will tell you during a day or so many operations, इतनी बार sparking हो गया, इतनी बार ELCB क्या बोलते हैं उसको, ये RCM ने pulse detect किया और एक समझो एक sparking detect किया. So by checking that properly on a device homepage which gives you alarms, बहुत ज़्यादा alarm आए तो definitely you will see ना कि अभी जैसे अपना यूपीएस ब्रेकडाउन होता है, अपना पिप 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 आता है तो अपन जाके अरे भाई यूपीएस का बैटरी खराब हो गया तो एटलीस्ट वी रिप्लेस द यूपीएस. ऐसा दिस इज लाइक अ ईसीजी मशीन kept into your system. And most of these RCM devices that we showed, all the UMG devices, have built-in NO and NC contacts. And the power quality meters have a small PLC logic facility in it. So you can actually write a logic in that, and just Krishna said that in a power quality meter, you can download an app. By downloading the app, you can actually write a logic saying that agar 30 milliamps 100 times se zyada ho gaya to switch on a relay. So you can use the meter to switch on and off a particular circuit or bypass it till you have time to go there and check. कभी-कभी factories बहुत बड़ी होती है, by the time you go also the problem may be late. So you can switch off and then probably go there and actually see what it is there and then sort the problem. This is the way I would look at an RCM solution.
So that means it does have a potential free contact.
There are NONC contacts inside. There are inputs and outputs inside each meter. And all of them are connected on one.
I can have tripping as well. I can trip the contactor or the circuit breaker.
How you program the system. The program can be done in the JASIC software, which is a PLC logic software in the power quality. See, there is a 509 at the head, and there are these inner RCM meters downstream at where your load points are. Moment you see the RCM readings coming, you can use that app and write a logic saying that ये अगर हुआ तो मुझे पहला तो ये email मिलना चाहिए और ये trip होना चाहिए. You can write a logic like that. And that is one of the programs that we'll be taking next. How you can use a PLC logic using only the meters without using a PLC.
And Mr. Virendra Singh, there is also another point which I want. We have another product called as RCM201, where for thicker cables, bigger cables, we can have a Rogowski coil for the Rogowski CBCT measurements. So that also is possible. Again, you do the same thing, so that you can do the measurement of RCM very well. So that's also a possibility for your kind of applications where there is bigger rated motors are there, and then you wanted to measure the residual current. There is a possibility of doing that as well.
This is suitable up to directly up to what rating of motor, sir? Directly without using Rogowski coils?
No, it depends on the size, because we need the size of the cables so that we can provide a CT to comprise, because we need to push in all the three phase wires and the neutral. So all the cables we need to put it through it. So accordingly, up to around 310 mm, up to around 300 mm, we have an internal dia CTs as well. And then we can go in for further with the up to 170 for 170 mm with a Rogowski coil setup. So that possibility is always there.
Thank you, sir.
Basically, it's a concept where you do the vectorial addition of all the R, Y, B and neutral, and using the special CT measure at the milliamp level into your meters. It's a measure in milliamps, and you put in the alarms. That's
ideally any energy management or a measurement monitoring networks or a monitoring devices should also include RCM so that it completely give you all the electrical fundamentals from the device. So that's where we are looking at. Nowadays, what is happening is you have, earlier we used to have voltmeter, meter, current. Now we are all slowly coming back to the same thing. In the name of cost reduction, we are all coming back to the same thing. I need only voltage, I need only current. I don't need something else other than this. I don't want to pay for that. But actually, it is more required when you put everything together in one piece as a jigsaw puzzle than where you get all the information holistically. Yeah.
Okay. I think Mr. Yogesh Pakle is saying something. Yogesh ji? Yogesh? I don't know.
Sir, when we get to actually know the means 30 milliampere, 100 milliampere and 300 milliampere residual current.
When there is, okay, you are asking if there is a possibility of 30 milliamps may, whether there is a possibility of a fire hazard is what you're asking for it, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, it all depends on your wiring, because the 30 milliamperes can fail at certain locations, can create a fire. The same 100 milliamps will not create a fire in certain locations. It completely depends on how your network cable is laid, and what is the fault, from where the fault is originating. If it is only from the cable or if it is only from the equipment, it all depends on various conditions. But residual current, a measurement of residual current, and if it is beyond a certain range, we should know that it is a potential fire hazard.
See, for Yogesh ji, suppose you have a cable in which you are putting a load, and unknowingly cable के size के ऊपर आपने load drive किया, तो ये period of time वो cable गर्म होने वाला है, और cable गर्म होके आस्ते आस्ते उसका insulation material के अंदर chemical changes आ जाने वाले.
Yes sir.
तो chemical changes आने के बाद उसका insulation properties change होने वाला है, and it may start with 1 milliamp, 2 milliamp. अभी कौन से milliamp पे आग लगेगी वो तो मैं नहीं बता सकता. But as an electrical person who's supervising the installation, it is his job to keep the levels के भाई आग लगने के बाद तो check नहीं करेंगे. By some thumb rules he will put a limit के भाई 130 milliamp is something which is a slow poisoning. 100 milliamps is usually when there's a little झटका like that happening, you know, like a sparking. Slow poisoning रहेगा तो आस्ते आस्ते अक्का केबल गर्म होने वाला है. Akka cable garam hoega, akka cable, like the fire which took place yesterday in Sheetal Hotel, the whole bunch of the cable must have burnt. And one cable must be carrying very high load, because of which all the cables must have burnt, and ऐसी आग लगी के पूरा building नष्ट हो गया. And it must be very less current over a long duration of the wire. And हो गया वायर, इंसुलेशन एक बार जलने लग गया तो फिर तो क्या, इसको लगा उसको लगा इसको लगा पर्दे को लगा, पूरा बिल्डिंग जल गया. So it is a matter of experience. It's a matter of this. Suppose it's in a hazardous area like a petroleum complex, or there are the fumes, then boss, you have to be careful with even milliamps of current. And if there's a human being involved who's going to be, जिसके आंख के ऊपर कुछ equipment लगी हुई है, तो even 30 milliamps can create a shock to a human being.
Correct.
And wet area तो problem आ सकता है, dry area में थोड़ा कम problem आएगा. These are the experiences of individual people, and people who work with RCMs, they sort of get a feel of the thing, you know.
Well, there is also another
question. Yes sir, okay, thank you.
Okay, Yogesh. Good question, Yogesh.
There is also another question from Apurva Bahadur. Does RCM work in installations without neutral conductor, that is a delta connected motor? Yes, definitely, because we are only checking the resultant current. So if in all the three phases of a delta circuit is also current should be ideally zero, and if there is an insulation failure in the motor or in the cables reaching to the motor, then naturally we will have residual current generated over there. So, and that residual current can be monitored in a delta circuit. Hope that clears your...
And I will add to this, Apurva, that big CNC machines, they put a stabilizer before the machine. But inside the machine, there could be insulation breakdowns and RCM circuits moving inside the machine. And because we have a practice of earthing everything, you'll have leakage currents flowing through. The stabilizer won't be able to do anything because it's at the input level.
Mm-hmm.
And that short circuit can create a small problem inside the machine.
So also single phase loads, you have a lamp load or a fan load, and anything which is even two conductor will also do.
Yes.
No problems.
Yes, we can monitor. We can monitor RCM even in single phase conductors.
So basically, it's a question of vector addition of
vector addition. Yeah.
RYB का जो न्यूट्रल में जाता है वो चारों को मेजर करो. RYB में इनबैलेंस रहेगा, न्यूट्रल में करंट आएगा, पर वो वेक्टोरली जीरो होना चाहिए.
करेक्ट.
अगर उसमें लीकेज हो रहा है तो किधर तो भी पानी बाहर जा रहा है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बाहर जा रहा है.
Yes. पानी है वो, it is पानी
जा रहा है, तो वो हीटिंग कर रही है, जिधर नहीं जाने की चीज तो प्रॉब्लम आने ही वाला है ना.
Yes sir, yes sir, absolutely. Thank you so much.
I think it's now 1 hour since we began. If there's any more questions, please let us know. And so, Hari, any closing notes from you for before?
I wish all customers use our RCMs and get better and strong in their facility management side. Can be installed in LT panel.
There is a question from ECIL. Gentlemen, sir, can you please, Mr. Patak, no, who's the ECIL? Who's there, sir? The RCM can be installed in LT panels or separate circuits. I think we have answered it can be installed anywhere where there are, sir, it will be nice if you can put on your name, sir. Okay, so I think the questions have been answered. Shriram, this is Mr. Shriram from ECIL. Shriram sir, if you can kind be enough to give your email ID and phone number. And do you think your question has been answered or do you want us to elaborate on that, sir? Shriram. Shriram sir, do you want to ask a question?
Great. Sridham sir, this is Hari here. You can use RCM in LT panels and separated circuits in DBs as well. So you can even go up to a single phase level from the DB. So the only thing what we require is we need to have a CT, and that CT should cover both the phase and neutral of that particular phase where you want to measure. By this way, we will be able to do the RCM measurement over there also.
Okay, so if there is no more question, then I will take the, okay, again, Mr. Vijay is calling. Vijay sent a message. Sir, for detection of all three, type A, type B and type B plus are at different level, but to monitor the same, the installation of RCM is in different places or at the input of the load? Is at the input of the load?
It is at the input of the load, correct.
Only one RCM you have to put at the input of the load. That will check A plus and A, B and B plus.
Yes.
Okay, if you want, Vijay, we can send you more details. It's a small write-up that we have. We can share with you all. Okay, I think Vijay, is it the same Vijay from Messung or some other Vijay?
Sir, Vijay from Chennai, sir.
Chennai, okay. Thank you. Vijay sir, can you put in your phone number and email ID in case you have not done?
Yes. It is already there.
Yeah. I also like to ask Mr. Atnikar. Atnikar is coming from Mitsubishi Electric. Mr. Atnikar, do you have any questions to ask?
No, sir. Not any specific questions.
Atnikar is my ex-colleague from my previous Messung team, which I handed over to Mitsubishi, and a very good R&D engineer. And I am very happy that today they are present. Mitsubishi Electric is introducing a large number of electrical equipment now in India. So I'm glad that somebody from this is there. So if there's no questions, then I will take your leave and I thank everybody. I will keep the seminar on for about 2-3 minutes for anybody who has forgotten to put their email ID or phone number. I will, first of all, I want to thank Hariji for being present and supporting us for this. I should say quite a difficult seminar to understand the concepts. Honestly, sir, I am in electronics and automation since 1981. And I don't believe why up till now RCM is not being widely used in India, because I am from the electronic side. RCM to sab jane vaparna chahiye, hai na? So I think this is a good thing and we are bringing some good products. Thank you, Krishna, and thank you, Shravani, for the presentation. And thank you for all the people who joined today. We have the list of all the chats, and we will definitely come back to you for all the details with the recording and the presentation. So I've given enough time for people to write in their things and all. And एक मिनट सर, ये वीरेंद्र सिंह साहब ने कुछ भी लिखा है कि वीरेंद्र सिंह Virendra Singh Saab is a very important, he says there must have been very poor marketing in the past. Chalo. Thank you. Virendra Singh is a very important colleague of mine in Cosma Group, sir. Hari.
Okay.
He's from Assam, and Assam Electricals, and very senior person in Cosma. So it's very important that, he understands, and more people from Cosma will understand.
The marketing takes place from now.
And also thank all the people, and I think people are putting in the chat group their email IDs and this. So thank you, Hari. You can you can sign off, and
thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for this nice presentation, and it's good knowledge sharing. And this is something which has been ignored for a long time. I feel it's a most important, actually health monitoring of the electrical system.
Correct. So it's a permanent ECG on the electrical system.
But I think permanent ECG. It was a poor marketing also by companies. I think it's already there, always been there abroad, but it was not marketed properly.
Virendra Singh ji, were you present in the Cosma meeting that took place last week for new product development?
Yes, I was
there. Where I talked about intelligent panels, how panels can be more intelligent.
I was there, sir. I was there.
So, by putting these RCM devices in strategic locations in your panels, sometimes you got 20 panels, 18 panels, you can connect by Modbus through a small gateway into the cloud, and actually, it can happen seamlessly without any cost.
Right.
And it is, and nobody even thinks about it. I'm just surprised, Virendra.
At least critical applications like hospitals and all, it should be mandatory.
Operation theaters.
Mandatory, it should be mandatory.
So energy management.
Even oil and gas, actually, they do put the ELR, just because they have to meet the OISD norm. But actually, this is more required. This is more needed, rather than just putting a ELR and then bypassing it.
That's true.
वो तो हमेशा bypass हो जाता है.
That's true.
वो OISD का जब टीम आता है तो उसको दिखाते हैं लगा हुआ है, हाँ ये देखिए सर लगा हुआ है.
वो जैसा दांत दुखता है ना सर वीरेंद्र सिंह जी, तो अपन कैसे करते, क्रोसिन खा लेते, फिर कुछ तो भी करते, एक टाइम आता है वो दांत निकालना फेंक देना पड़ता है, या 1 लाख रुपए का वो इम्प्लांट डालना पड़ता है.
करेक्ट सर, करेक्ट
है ना, जब तक दुखता है बर्दाश्त करो, ऐसा है वो. चलो, anyway, thank you very much, sir. It was very nice that everybody took a very exciting part, and we'll come back next week or maybe week after that with a detailed presentation all the supervisory softwares. And week after that, we will be trying to take IEEE 519, another difficult subject. That also we will request Hari to be present. IEEE 519, not easy subject, but we will take it. So it's our series of bringing this electrical knowledge. All our presentations will somehow come on the YouTube. They will come on Facebook. They will come on LinkedIn. They'll be there on our website. So अगर आपके अपने friends लोग कुछ देना है, कुछ भी देना है, तो you can always pass it on, because knowledge is universal. We don't want accidents to happen. We don't want fires to happen. We definitely don't want productivity to suffer. After all, India is on the threshold of growth. So all the best. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.